Hey y'all, this is Debra Dixon-Kinzer with Living with Lupus Online Video Magazine, and I am here today to talk to you a little bit about some of the um, rashes that you get with lupus and everything. Okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine, and she asked me, she said, Deborah, what are the signs of lupus? Well, one of the main signs for lupus is a rash. Now, the rash does vary, okay? It does vary for the different people and everything, okay? So you have Caucasians that will get a will get a red rash that comes around here. It looks like a butterfly on their face. They'll also get rashes around here, and all of that is red, okay? African Americans or darker skinned people, depending on the variations of color of darkness, will get anywhere from red to a yellowish or a white patch that looks in the shape of a butterfly. And of course, they'll get the little rash here on their neck, and that's darker. It'll be really dark and it'll be scaly and itchy, really bad. For myself, mine will be, I will get white and red. So you'll see on me, there will be like, it'll be in the shape of a butterfly in red, and then you'll see like it's white patches in there, okay? And then you'll see it on my neck, and if I'm scratching a lot. And with the patches, when it starts to become itchy and everything, and I do itch, I itch a lot. So I take allergy pills because allergy pills has a stimulant in there that will actually break down the itching. Okay, that helps me. Or I use cortisone, the cream, to put on there, and it helps break that up. What it is your skin becomes patchy and everything, and it's breaking down. So you would need something that's going to coat that and soothe it, and keep it from breaking and cracking and everything, because it's cracking the skin. For my hair, when my hair was falling out, of course, I started getting dry, red, itchy patches in my head. So I would have, all of this was gone. It was falling out and everything, and then all of this in here as well, which it still hurts a little bit, but you get these little patches in your head, and they're scaly, okay? So what I use for that is vitamin E oil. I do not put hair grease in my hair, never have, never will, okay? Because hair grease will make your hair heavier. When you have lupus, it'll cause it to break and, fall off and cause huge patches on your hair, because your hair is already, going through something, and it's carrying a lot of weight. Hair is a lot of weight for your scalp. So when you do have those problems with your hair and everything, I'm not going to say your hair, I'm going to say your scalp, because it is your scalp that becomes dry and your scalp becomes itchy. And, you don't want to put, grease on your hair, because that clogs the pores. Now, oil, a vitamin E oil is usually light, and that's what I use, a light vitamin E oil on my hair, on my scalp and everything, to keep it from being dry and itchy and patches everywhere, and keeping my hair from falling out. So that's what I use. For my skin, now I usually get dry patches right here on my elbow, and I don't know if you can see that or not. You can see where I get the dry, itchy patches and stuff like that. It's a little bit cracked right now because it had been, they have been hurting something awful, but not as bad as they used to be. It was so bad right up in here that they cracked and it was bleeding. Okay, so on both my elbows, but this one's a little bit better and everything, I had little patches on there. And I take the vitamin E oil, same vitamin E I put in my hair. I put it on my skin. Why do I do that? Because A, I don't want the patchy, dry skin. I don't want my skin to crack, okay, and start peeling away, because that's what it does, okay. And these are signs. These are the signs, that I have seen, that I have noticed, that when my flare-ups happen, that's what happens with me. I don't know about you. I don't know what goes on with you. I don't know what you have experienced, but Deborah, this is what Deborah has experienced. My knees, my elbows, and my feet, they crack really, really bad, when I'm having a flare-up and everything. And yeah, I use vitamin E because it helps, you know. Um, Vitamin D, of course, that's your milk and your, products that, your calcium filled products that would help you, plus the sun. Now, sun is not our friend, although it will help us with our vitamin D, supplements that we need. You do need to spend at least 15, 20 minutes a day outside, in the sun, but don't stay in the direct sunlight so much that it's going to harm you. If you're going to do that, use sunscreen, okay? Use sunscreen. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your race factor is. Use sunscreen. Because with lupus, you can burn. It'll hurt you. You take medications that will cause you and the sun to collide, basically, like a planet. Boom, just like that. Okay? So it's not our friend. I love the sun. The sun loves me. But at times, the sun doesn't love me as much as I want it to love me. Okay? So let's move on with that and everything. I do use the vitamin E oil all over my body because, we do tend to dry out more than the average person. Plus, the vitamin E will actually help the elasticity in your skin. So, if you want to gain weight and then all of a sudden you lose weight and then you gain it back, and you get these things called stretch marks, okay? I don't like those stretch marks, I have a few, but I have a few because I have a few children, okay? But on my arms and stuff like that, it's because of the, constant weight loss and weight gain, and stuff. Now, we typically gain weight because of some of the steroids that we have to take. I don't like taking steroids. That tends to cause me to swell a lot more than what I need to swell. So if I don't have to take them, then I won't, Some of you have to take them. You've got to find what works for you, what's best for your body, okay? So, for me to balance myself, and I've said this in every single video, my fresh fruits, my fresh vegetables, and if I can't get fresh, I get the frozen, okay? That's the next best thing to fresh, okay? Fresh fruits and vegetables. I eat meats and everything, but I don't tend to eat pork so much, and red meat. Red meat because it stays in your body for 30 days, and I don't like the bloated feeling, and it makes you feel heavy. I don't like to feel that way because, yeah, yeah. I have this thing with image, and yeah, I don't want to look like I'm fat all the time. And it just makes me feel fat for 30 days. And then I get this heavy feeling. And it's harder to move out of your body. It really is harder to move the red meat out of your body than it is any other. Pork is just not good for you. It's not, for me, let me change that. It is not good for me because I have high blood pressure. And, in order to retain the pork and everything, they do put a little bit of salt in there to and that kind of raises the blood pressure. Now, they say that you can counteract that with vinegar. However, vinegar is not good for us either. Why? Why is vinegar not good for us? Well, we can have a little bit, It's a little bit that we can have. But see, some of the medications that we take, okay, does not go with vinegar, okay? So it will kind of clash with it, and if you have more in your body, it causes an acidity, okay, which is an acid. Acidity is acid, and we already have acid buildup within us. So we have to be really, really careful about what we put in our body, okay? You know, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, chemicals, chemicals, chemicals. Yes, that's what it is. Chemicals. Chemicals affect us more than it does anybody else in this world. Why? Because our immune system is already compromised. Okay? Now, once again, I am not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I am not medically qualified to tell you, well, change your medication. No, 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 not going to do that ever. Okay? Never, I'll never ever do that. You have to figure out what's good for you. You talk to your doctor, okay? You and your doctor have a conversation. I have a conversation with my doctors every time I go see them, and they want to change something. I'm gonna question them. What I do is I interview my doctors. If they tell me that they need to change something, some type of medication or something like that, I'm gonna interview them. Why do I need to change this? You know, and they say, well, this is what was in the study program. I don't do studies. Deborah doesn't. People out there do. They like to do studies. They get paid to do it. I don't do studies because I want to live. And if I want to live and I'm going to do a study, I'm going to do a study that Deborah runs. Okay? Deborah knows what she's taking. She knows what's in it. That means that if I'm going to do that, I don't take anything that has chemical based in it. Okay? I don't like pills. So if you're going to give me something and you call yourself wanting to test me, do it fruits and vegetables. Let's find out what those do. That's what I have done for the last, 40-something years? Okay? That's what I've done for 40-some plus years. I'm going to say plus years. Like I said, I'm 50 years old. Okay? I've been going through this since I was 12. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I never experienced anything or I never tried anything. I've tried everything. And I'm sitting here today in better health than I've ever been in my entire life. Okay? Yeah, I may still weigh over 200 pounds, but you know what? It's coming down. It takes work. It takes work to get where you want to be. It takes knowledge. And you can only get the knowledge if you try it. Okay? So I shared with you some recipes yesterday. I hope that you tried them. I'm going to say in the past video. I hope that you tried that recipe. You know, the recipes that I give you, they're not just good for you. Okay? They're not, oh, I don't like vegetables. Well, if you don't like vegetables, you don't like to live. Point blank. I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. All of my friends that know me, everybody that knows me, that has spent time with me and have talked to me, knows that Deborah does not sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey, it's okay, honey. Go ahead and eat that rice. Go ahead and eat those starches and everything. Go ahead and eat that meat. Go ahead. I eat meat. Yes, I do. I eat chicken, turkey, fish. Those are my meats. I love my seafood. Yes, I do. I don't eat too much, but I don't eat too little. Okay? Beef every once in you will find me eating beef. Maybe once or twice a year. That's it. I don't too much do beef. It makes my stomach hurt. I don't feel well. And to be honest with you, it'll put me in the bed for a couple of weeks, maybe a month at the most. It has done that. That's why I don't eat it. It just does not agree with my system, and I don't know why. That I have not figured out yet. If I figure it out, I will let you know for sure. But as it stands today, and today is what, September 30th? No, I don't do the beef like that, and I don't do pork like that at all. That's another thing that will put me down. That one will actually put me down for at least 2 months. And it does not feel good. It really, really hurts. My stomach will hurt so bad. It feels like a knife is cutting in the inside of me. And I know that I didn't eat nothing that would do that. The only thing that I would eat was the beef or the pork. And that's what it did to me. I don't know what it does to you. You have to find your triggers. You have to find what triggers everything within you. Okay? And also, like I said before at the beginning and everything, when I get my rashes, when they start itching to the point where I'm just scratching, okay, I will take an allergy pill. Okay? I have to take shots once a week. I have to take shots and everything because I do have such a high allergy rate. We determined that with my past allergist who passed away a few years ago in 2012, and that was kind of heart-wrenching because with his help, he and I had discovered a lot of things that had to do, that were triggers for lupus and everything. And he was actually helping me to write a book, but I didn't get to finish that book with him. Okay, so I wrote a book called Living with Lupus, My Personal Journey, and that's the book up there on the wall that you see a picture of. That's the book. It does talk about a lot of things that went on in my life. I did not enter any of the stuff that he and I spoke about and everything because he's not here, and it kind of hurt me a little bit, because we were just getting to the core of it. We were trying, we were doing this together because I wanted to know, and because I had been a long time patient of his, he wanted to know too what was causing some of the problems because there was things that I had to, times when I had to come off the medication, we didn't know what the trigger was, what was causing it, seizures and stuff like that, and other little quirks and stuff that happen. I mean, there's been so many things that have happened with me with this lupus until it's not real. Now, I know people talk about it, and I know there's other people on, this YouTube and everything that speak about their lupus and everything. Well, I cannot speak for them. I can advise them about what I did, okay? I can just say, hey, look, this is what I did, and it's up to you all to learn. It's up to you to listen. I'm just the teacher in this world when it comes to this. I'm just teaching you what I went through. It's a journey. Everybody's on this journey that has lupus. We're not on the exact same road path because we don't go all down the same road and we all don't go through the same things, but we experience some of the same things. So I'm just here to tell you that if you can identify with anything that I have spoke about today, anything that I, just went over, and you feel that you've gone through that and you want to talk about it, you can, leave a comment here. You can send me a private email if you'd like, and the email address is livingwithlupusmagazine@gmail.com. I don't have a problem answering your questions. I don't. If you don't want to leave a comment here, send me an email. I'll be happy to talk to you. And I'll even, without giving your name or anything like that, I'll give that discussion on a video so that we could talk about exactly what I did, You know, how did I get through that? What did I do? You know, I have gone through this 40 plus years. I have researched this for 40 plus years. Okay? Ups and downs, ins and outs, all kinds of crazy things happening to me. So, stay tuned. Keep listening. Keep viewing. Subscribe. Because you never know what we're going to talk about on here. Okay? You are not alone in this journey living with lupus. Have a great day. This is Debra Dixon-Kinzer.